I have tried testosterone in the past because I did have low testosterone for a short period of time, and when I took testosterone, I'm telling you, within hours of taking the first dose, you feel mentally sharper, you feel more energetic, you feel courageous. It's an absolute game changer. So I'm a bit skeptical. I don't really believe that turkesterone can be all of that while still being legal. Hey there everyone, this is Michael, and during this video I'm going to review the product called turkesterone because absolutely everybody has been asking me about turkesterone lately.
Like there's this thing that's now kind of going wild on the internet. I've never tried it, but it's called turkesterone. Turkesterone, side by side with DECA or another testosterone derivative, it essentially acts the same way. It increases testosterone and performance and recovery.
You're probably like me in the sense you want to increase your testosterone through natural means rather than taking anabolics and deal with the negative side effects. So this is a really interesting supplement. I always get excited when supplements come to the market that are supposed to bring up your testosterone levels, but I always end up a little bit disappointed. So hopefully this isn't the case with turkesterone. So during this video, I'm going to share with you what is turkesterone. We're going to look at the 5 major benefits. We'll go over some of the research on turkesterone. We'll look at the proper dosage, and we'll go over some of the side effects. And if you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing, drop a like, and let's jump right into it. The plant that turkesterone is extracted from is also an adaptogen, meaning it's going to help fight stress. So typically when our body is exposed to a stressor, it goes through 3 different phases. The first would be the alarm phase, the second would be the phase of resistance, and the third would be the phase of exhaustion. And with the help of adaptogens, when we're being strategic and having them throughout the course of our day, we are able to better handle that stress. We're able to improve our capacity to tolerate more stress, and makes it such that you're able to have a much more productive day and feel really good by the end of the day and not feel like too tired or drained out or burnt out. So it's nice knowing that with turkesterone, not only may it be a supplement that really helps to increase testosterone levels and build muscle, but may as well help as far as the nootropic properties are concerned in helping you be more productive. If you've heard of ginseng, for example, or Siberian ginseng or rhodiola rosea, these are some popular adaptogens as well, but they don't have the testosterone boosting effects that turkesterone does. And the mechanism of action in which turkesterone works to increase testosterone levels isn't specifically due to its relaxing properties and its way in which it acts as an adaptogen. As a matter of fact, it actually does work to reduce cortisol levels as well, which is very rare to find in a supplement. The only 2 other ones I can think of that you can ingest and actually reduce your cortisol levels would be phosphatidylserine and ashwagandha. Something that can make you a little bit more comfortable with ingesting turkesterone is knowing that you're probably already consuming it because it's found in your diet. Some foods which are a little bit more rich in turkesterone include spinach, mushrooms, asparagus, and quinoa. And you may wonder if it's practical to get enough turkesterone through your diet, and the answer is probably not, unless you're somebody that doesn't mind eating like 1 to 2 kilograms of spinach each day. That could be said to be equivalent to a serving of 500 milligrams of turkesterone, of course depending on the quality of the spinach. So maybe there is something to be said about this Men's Health article where they claim that spinach could also be known to be a steroid. Let's now take a look at the 5 main benefits of supplementing with turkesterone, and the first being that it has results similar to anabolic steroids without those bad side effects, because what we know about getting on an anabolic steroid cycle is that it's accompanied with really bad side effects. These include permanent hair loss, really bad acne, and road rage, or just, horrible mood imbalances. If you think about road rage and just being horribly frustrated, that is kind of how it feels once you actually get on a cycle. Which leads to the second major benefit, and that is there is no PCT required. And what PCT means is post-cycle therapy. So it's a term that's typically used in the context of anabolic steroids. What happens is usually people are on like a steroid cycle of a few months, and it's followed by something called PCT, which is a specific regimen. It's kind of like recovery. It's like a recovery period, because when you increase your testosterone, while your testosterone is coming down afterwards, there are particular things you want to do in order for you to actually retain the muscle mass that you were able to build during that specific window when you were on the anabolics. However, with turkesterone, the common time frame in which people take it are 8 to 12 weeks, but the mechanism of action is such that no PCT is required. It's like once you're off turkesterone, you can be fine with just being off of it. It's not like you need to take any other supplements in order for you to achieve whatever benefits or whatever increases in muscle mass you had experienced, if any. The third major benefit is improved muscle growth. This is always good. It could be happening due to the rise in testosterone levels, but more notably, as shown in the studies, is the increase of protein synthesis. So what we know about protein synthesis is when protein synthesis is up, as a result, you're basically synthesizing more protein into your muscle cells. So think of it like when you go ahead and eat protein, it's easily digested and used in order to actually build muscle tissue. That's what you get when you have higher protein synthesis versus having lower protein synthesis. If you've ever heard about people ingesting a lot of branched chain amino acids throughout the course of the day, they do that because it's known to increase their protein synthesis. We also know that having like poor hormone levels like low thyroid is known to lower protein synthesis. So you really want to do your best to optimize your hormones. Major benefit number 4 of supplementing with turkesterone, I absolutely love this one, is that it improves your insulin sensitivity. Guys, this is a big deal. When your insulin sensitivity is high, it means that your metabolic processes are running very efficiently. Your body is like a good, well-oiled machine. It means that when you eat, you're very easily using that food for fuel. When you have low insulin sensitivity, on the contrary, what happens is you eat a meal and you get tired. That's what happens when you have diabetes. You have insulin resistance or very, very low insulin sensitivity. So what this means is you're going to digest calories in a more efficient manner. You're going to be able to build muscle better because you're going to be able to shuttle nutrients into your muscle cells. And in terms of your productivity, it's a known fact that when your insulin sensitivity is very high, you're generally just more energetic throughout the course of the day, which is probably one of the reasons why younger people generally just have more energy. Our insulin sensitivity is much higher, but then as we get older, it decreases, especially while we're becoming less and less active. So higher insulin sensitivity is always a plus point, not only in the context of building muscle and having a better body composition, but as far as productivity and overall health. And major benefit number 5 is improved body composition. Improved body composition basically means look better, more muscle, less fat. I definitely believe this to be true because it's going to further help you build muscle, and at the same time, as a result of improving your insulin sensitivity and having slightly higher testosterone levels, it may as well help to burn fat. But the question is, how much is it really going to help? Sure, it may help improve your body composition, but is this going to really help as much as we expect it to? Well, let's take a look at some of the research and the studies and get some real conclusions. And this one study here is very exciting because it was until this point that pretty much all the studies were done on animals. So fortunately, we have a really good conducted study here. It was a 10-week study in which there was a control group and there was 2 groups taking turkesterone. And what they found actually during the study was that athletes who were consuming 800 milligrams of turkesterone per day for a total of 10 weeks reported an increase in muscle hypertrophy and strength, gaining an average of 3.2 kilograms of lean muscle over the 10-week period. The fact that they said 3.2 kilograms of lean mass makes me not believe this study whatsoever. However, they actually do have some data to back that up. They do have these charts here which shows differences in their muscle mass and their strength. We can see the body weight and how that changed across the placebo group and the 2 groups that were taking turkesterone as well as the control group. So there was an increase in body weight. Looking at the muscle mass, there was an increase with their muscle mass. And looking at 2 specific lifts, being the 1 rep max for back squat as well as 1 rep max for bench press, there was definitely an increase. Furthermore, on Reddit, this one specifically was a little bit interesting in that somebody did take turkesterone for a few weeks and described it quite well. So in 3 weeks, I've gained roughly 3 pounds of weight. By looking at my frame in the mirror, I haven't gained any fat and my lifts have gone up across the board. So I'm confident in saying those 3 pounds of weight is lean tissue. Are you convinced? I'm definitely not convinced yet, but I think it's safe to say you can spend money on it if you have the money in the first place, because the great thing about the supplement is it doesn't seem to be toxic. When they had given it to animals and men, no side effects were found. There was no specific amount of turkesterone that they could take that would actually cause like real bad problems, which is good in the sense that it seems like an overall healthy supplement. And I honestly don't believe the hype. I think that we're better off laying back for a couple of years, see how other people respond to it. Don't have any FOMO and fear of missing out, thinking that people are going to take this supplement and get all kinds of gains, because there have been so many nootropic supplements out there, or supplements that have been trendy and whatnot, but there are very few things which have actually lasted, especially in the space of building muscle. I mean, a couple of things I can think of are creatine and whey protein, for instance. If you are going to choose to get the capsules, you'll commonly find each capsule, the serving size being 500 milligrams, and bottles are typically sold for something like 60 capsules for $60, so it is a little bit pricey. And the way that you want to dose turkesterone, I would recommend you start off a little bit conservatively. Start off by taking 500 milligrams once per day, and then you can increase it, because I personally don't think taking 500 milligrams a day is going to be enough, and that's as well what that one study showed us. So I think a good place to build yourself up to is taking your lean mass in kilograms and multiplying that by 10 milligrams, and that number should be how much you should be taking per day. And if you're wondering, should you take it fasted or should you take it with the meal, I think it'll probably be best taken with a small meal, maybe not the biggest meal of your day, because then it can actually conflict and interfere with absorption. So take it with a light meal, and then you should be good to go. And another supplement which I think you may want to strongly consider if you are looking at supplements to increase your testosterone is a supplement called Tonkat Ali. This one supplement to increase your testosterone has really been a game changer for me. And if you did get value from the video, consider subscribing. Join us over on Discord. Our community is having a lot of fun and always adding value. And if you'd like to talk to me one-on-one, then do so on Patreon, which you'll find in the description box below. And I'll look forward to seeing you all next time.